Doosan Moxy just celebrated their 40th anniversary of six-wheel drive, so we've been in this business for a long time. And the factory in Norway, that all they ever produced and still produce today is articulated trucks. You look underneath the truck, just bend down a little bit, you'll probably notice there is no front axle. It's totally independent front suspension. And the way it works there, the tires are on leading arms. And if my arms are those leading arms and the hands of the tires, they move up and down like this. Okay, so one is totally independent of the other. And that big tube you see underneath, it's 8 or 10 inches in diameter, the orange tube, what that does is keep the two leading arms, it's spread so they're parallel all the time. And the pan-hard bar, that smaller one that's on diagonal underneath, that's for side sway. This truck loaded 150,000 pounds. It can go 34 miles an hour with all that weight. And you have to be able to go down hills and be under total control with your braking. So we have 3 braking systems as standard equipment. One is wet disc brakes on all 6 wheels. Some other manufacturers have wet disc brakes on only 4 tires, the front 2 and the middle 2. Doosan has them on all 6. So wet disc brakes, but everybody talks about them, but that's your 3rd line of braking. The articulated trucks are really like all-terrain vehicles or SUVs or little billy goats. They're designed to go on roads that aren't maintained. Whatever the ground is, whether it's hard ground, soft ground, mud, if it's uphill, downhill, any terrain, they're designed to navigate over it. And they're able to do that because the front frame is really independent from the rear. And there is a so-called wheel loader joint right here. It's the same joint you find on the wheel loader, and that allows the front frame and the rear frame to operate like this. And then there's another joint, we call it a turning ring or oscillating joint. This round ring that's in front, that allows the front frame and the rear frame to do this. So that the goal is to keep all 6 tires on the ground all the time. And these joints allow that. And what makes us different from the competition is that we put this round turning ring in front of the other joint. This is the major difference between us and the competitors. What happens with the 4 rear wheels and how the truck is designed here. You can see we have 1 axle in the rear and we have tandem housings at the end of the axle. This tandem housing and tandem housing. And I get asked all the time, they're kind of like road grader tandems. And you know, how often do we adjust the chains in there? There are no chains, there never were chains. Contrary to common opinion, they're oil-bathed gears. And what this system allows us to do with 1 axle and the tandem housings, we can rotate the 2 tires on one side of the axle up. This tire can go up 25 degrees and down 15. So I'd be hard pressed to find a bank here to back this truck up where I could get the center tires off the ground. And again, remember the goal is to keep all the 6 tires on the ground all the time. And if you can't keep all the tires on the ground in all conditions, then you lose power to the ground, traction to the ground, and stability with the ground. So, major difference between us and the competitors. I've actually measured the amount of movement in these tires up and down, and the Doosan trucks are at least twice and sometimes 2.5 times what the competitors are. So we can go places, and this isn't me saying this is contractors telling us, Doosan Moxys will go places the others won't.